The human body is truly a masterpiece of nature, but for some people, certain features become so exaggerated that they turn into a spectacle of their own. We're talking about individuals who have extremely large body parts, like enormous testicles, gigantic noses, feet that seem out of this world, and lips that draw attention due to their proportions. And that's exactly what you're going to see here today. So go ahead and hit that like button, click below to subscribe, and let's get started. Imagine having a tongue so long it almost feels like a superpower. That's the case with Adrienne Lewis, who became famous worldwide for having one of the longest tongues ever seen. Originally from the United States, she started gaining internet fame due to the impressive length of her tongue, which measures about 10 centimeters. To give you an idea, that's roughly the size of a credit card. Adrienne can do things that are, to say the least, intriguing. With that tongue, she can touch the tip of her nose, her chin, and even her own eye. No wonder people are shocked. This ability led Adrienne to gain fame and even compete to enter the Guinness World Records. After all, it's not every day you see someone with such a long tongue, right? Of course, with such a unique feature, she has become a true phenomenon on social media. Many people follow Adrienne just to see what else she's capable of with that giant tongue. She's appeared in various videos and photos doing these tongue acrobatics, and people love to watch. Even if some find it strange or funny, Adrienne takes it all in stride. She sees her tongue as something that sets her apart and embraces what makes her unique. Ever thought about entering the Guinness World Records with a truly unusual record? Well, Sidney de Carvalho Mesquita, better known as Uncle Chico, achieved this by being recognized as having the most protruding eyes in the world. Born in Santos, he now holds the title for the farthest eyeball protrusion with an impressive distance of 18.22 millimeters, surpassing the previous record of 12 millimeters held by American Kim Goodman. Uncle Chico, at 52 years old, began his journey to the Guinness in 2018 and, after 4 years of waiting, received the much-anticipated news. Congratulations, you are the new world record holder for the farthest eyeball pop. He says he was ecstatic, as if a dream had finally come true. This curious talent appeared in his childhood at 9 years old when he was making faces in front of the mirror and noticed that his eyes protruded more than usual. Since then, he developed control over it, and today can pop his eyes out up to 18.22 millimeters, which is truly impressive. Uncle Chico can maintain this protrusion for 20 to 30 seconds, but he does it very carefully, as it requires physical effort. What's most interesting is that, although it may seem like a trick, Uncle Chico's eye protrusion is 100% natural. He explains that the technical term for this is proptosis, a very rare characteristic. According to him, it's a movement that occurs naturally due to the specific formation of the muscles and nerves around the eyes, allowing them to come out a bit from the sockets without causing problems. With legs so long, Mossy Curran grabs attention wherever she goes. At 19 years old, this young American has already secured the world record for the longest female legs, and it's no small feat. Her legs measure an incredible 1.34 meters. To give you an idea, that's more than half of her total height, which reaches an impressive 2.08 meters. Since school, Mossy knew her legs were quite out of the ordinary. While her classmates were still growing, she was already standing out in the crowd. Even though many saw this as something unique and fascinating, Mossy had to learn to deal with some challenges, like finding pants long enough and shoes that fit her height. Each shopping trip became a true mission, but she always found a way to adapt. By entering the Guinness World Records, Mossy embraced her unique characteristic and now uses this achievement to encourage others to value their own uniqueness. She shares on Instagram and TikTok what it's like to live with such long legs, giving style tips for those who, like her, need adapted clothes and accessories. Between posts, Mossy shows that where many might see difficulties, she sees something special and transformative. Her legs have made her unique, and she carries this difference with great pride, inspiring thousands of followers to do the same. Having the largest fingers is the reality of Rümeysa Gelgi, a Turkish woman who entered the Guinness World Records as the person with the longest fingers on her hands. To give you an idea, Rümeysa's middle finger measures an astounding 11.2 centimeters. Rumeysa is already well known for her unique physical characteristics, as she also holds the title of the tallest woman in the world, standing over 2 meters tall. But her fingers really catch attention with proportions that impress. It's as if they have a special design, quite different from a regular person's fingers. Since childhood, Rumeysa always knew she was different, and the length of her fingers was one of the first things people noticed. As she grew, she realized her hands were much larger than average. Buying gloves or any accessory that was the right size for her hands was almost an impossible mission. Additionally, these long fingers affect how she handles objects daily. Simple things like typing on a phone or even holding a pen require special techniques to adapt to the length of her fingers. She had to learn various tricks to hold and use objects that aren't typically made for hands of that size. Even in daily tasks, her impressive fingers always end up being the center of attention, showing how something so simple can become totally unique. Having lips so big they become almost a trademark is the reality of Bulgarian Andreea Ivanova, who became famous for having the largest lips in the world. Andreea began her lip augmentation process in 2018 and, since then, has undergone numerous filler injections to reach the impressive size she has today. She's had over 30 procedures, each increasing her lips a bit more. Andrea's lips draw attention wherever she goes. With an unusual look, she has become quite a known figure, especially on social media, where she shares photos and videos showcasing the results of so many fillers. Despite mixed opinions, Andreea is always seeking new ways to enlarge her lips even more. She says she hasn't reached her ideal size yet. This constant quest for the world's largest lips also requires some adjustments in daily life. Simple activities like eating or drinking become a bit different for her, as the extra volume brings some challenges. Moreover, she has to be careful with the products she uses, as her lips are quite sensitive and need special care to maintain the results of the fillers. Andreea takes it all in stride and doesn't worry about others' opinions. For her, the giant lips are a form of expression and a style she chose for herself, something she enjoys and continues investing in without fear of being bold. With a neck so tall that she looks like a tower next to anyone, Lyudmila became famous for having one of the longest necks we've ever seen. Measuring over 40 centimeters, her neck is the result of an ancient tradition and an impressive adaptation over time. Lyudmila grew up in a community where wearing metal rings around the neck is a common practice. From a young age, she started wearing these rings, which gradually elongate the neck. Each year, she adds a few more centimeters of rings, which push the collarbone down and stretch the neck even more. This practice requires patience and adaptation, as the rings become a permanent part of the body. Over time, Lyudmila developed a unique ability to maintain balance and move with the extra weight of the rings, something that seems simple but requires strength in the neck and shoulders. Removing or adding the rings isn't an easy task. In fact, total removal after so many years could even compromise her health, as her neck and surrounding muscles have fully adapted to this structure. For Lyudmila, these rings are more than an accessory. They are part of her identity and a connection to her roots. The long neck has become such a distinctive feature that it's an inseparable part of who she is. Having feet so big they look like they've stepped out of a science fiction movie is the reality for Tanya Herbert, the woman with the largest feet in the world. With an impressive 1.10 meters, her feet are truly a spectacle. To give you an idea, it's like wearing a shoe that measures almost the length of a small car. Tanya wears a size 60, making every shoe shopping trip a real mission. Since she was little, she always noticed her feet were different. While most had average sizes, hers drew attention everywhere. This brought some challenges, especially when it came to buying shoes. Finding footwear that fit was never easy, as stores generally don't carry sizes that large. Often, she had to resort to online shops or even custom orders, making the task quite complicated. With recognition from the Guinness World Records, Tanya also started receiving invitations to events and interviews, where she shares her experiences and what it's like living with such big feet. She tells funny stories about people's reactions when they see her feet for the first time. For Tanya, having the largest feet in the world is part of her identity and a way to stand out. With every step, she makes a point to show she's not afraid to be different and that her enormous feet are something to be celebrated, not hidden. Her life is a true adventure, and her feet have been her passport to fame. nails so long they could be mistaken for dragon claws. These are the nails of Diana Armstrong, who has the longest nails in the world, totaling over 3 meters in length. It's as if each nail is a piece of art, though not very practical for everyday life.
And Diana Armstrong, congratulations. You are officially amazing.
Diana started growing her nails when she was just 14, and since then, they haven't stopped. Her nails are so long that she can't do many common activities like typing or even tying her shoes. Each nail is carefully decorated, reflecting her personality, and maintenance requires special care. Diana dedicates hours each week to keep her nails clean and well-maintained, which has become a true routine for her. With recognition from the Guinness World Records, Diana became a celebrity, receiving invitations to events and TV shows. She shares her passion for nails in interviews, where she talks about the challenges she faces and people's reactions when they see her giant claws. For her, these nails are more than an achievement. They're a form of expression and a fundamental part of her identity. Diana also dreams of launching a beauty product line inspired by her nails, using her fame to share her passion with the world. Normally, when we talk about beards, we might think of Santa Claus, but there's someone who surpasses that length and is known everywhere because of his enormous beard. Sarwan Singh, who holds the title of the man with the longest beard in the world, measuring an impressive 2.67 meters. It's like he's always carrying a piece of culture and history on his face, and his beard truly stands out wherever he goes. Sarwan began growing his beard over 2 decades ago, and since then, it has become a fundamental part of his identity. He has always treated his beard with special care, seeing it as a symbol of strength and wisdom. Taking care of the hairs is part of his daily routine, which includes washing and moisturizing to ensure the beard is always healthy and looking good. Besides being a real icon in his city, Sarwan also uses his fame to promote the culture and tradition of Punjab, his native region in India. He participates in festivals and events where he not only showcases his impressive beard, but also shares stories about its importance in his life and local culture. Sarwan also plans to publish a book about his experience, detailing what it's like to live with such a long beard and the challenges it brings. For him, the beard isn't just a world record, but an important part of his history and a way to connect with people around him. Natasha Crown is the woman with the largest buttocks in the world, with a circumference of 1.50 meters. She began her journey to have the body she always wanted at 20 years old. Initially, she had a normal behind, but decided she wanted more, so she started undergoing several surgeries and cosmetic procedures to increase her measurements. Over time, she changed and gradually reached the size she has today. Now, Natasha is well known and has become an influencer on social media. She loves sharing everything about her routine and body care. She shows off the clothes she chooses to highlight her derriere and always interacts with her followers, answering questions and giving tips on self-esteem. It's amusing to see people's reactions around her, ranging from surprise to admiration. Fame has brought many opportunities for Natasha, especially when she started receiving invitations to fashion and beauty events. Since she began transforming her body, she has gone through several stages, first adopting a strict exercise routine and specific diet, as well as undergoing various cosmetic surgeries. With each procedure, she saw her buttocks increase in size and her measurements change, which ended up catching the attention of brands and events. For Natasha, having the largest buttocks in the world isn't just a title, it's a way of expressing herself, establishing herself as an icon of acceptance and empowerment in the beauty world. Having a nose so big it seems like a cartoon character trait is what earned Mehmet Özürek the title of the largest nose in the world, measuring 8.8 centimeters in length. This impressive measurement draws attention wherever he goes, and it's no wonder Mehmet has become well known because of it. When Mehmet Özürek talks about his nose, he mentions that it started growing impressively during his teenage years. Over time, his nose became so large that today it measures 8.8 centimeters. He noticed this happening around the age of 16, and since then, it has become his trademark. Instead of worrying about it, Mehmet has always taken it in good humor. He learned to laugh about the situation, and because of that, ended up standing out on TV shows and record events where everyone loves hearing his story. Each time he appears at these places, he has a great time, and it's always a hit. Moreover, this fame has opened many doors for him. Mehmet takes the opportunity to travel, meet various people, and make new friends around the world. He loves participating in record competitions and is always seeking new challenges that excite him. For him, having such a large nose is an essential part of who he is. Mehmet is always ready to share his story and make people laugh along with him. Wesley Warren Jr. had a part of his body that impressed in many ways, resulting from a medical condition called hydrocele, which is an accumulation of fluid in the scrotum, leading to an increase in size and causing swelling that can be painless or accompanied by discomfort in the testicles. Considered to have the largest testicles in the world, reaching 10.9 kilograms. This staggering measurement is unstable because hydrocele causes his testicles to grow more over the years. Wesley Warren Jr. lived with the condition of hydrocele for about 10 years before undergoing surgery. He began noticing symptoms in adolescence, but the condition worsened over time, leading to a significant increase in the size of his testicles and various challenges in his daily life. His situation worsened over time, and he ended up facing daily difficulties like finding clothes that fit and even mobility problems. He lived in Las Vegas and, after years dealing with the condition, decided it was time to do something about it. Treatment usually involves draining the fluid, or, in more severe cases, surgery to remove the excess fluid and repair the affected area. In 2013, Wesley underwent surgery to reduce the size of his testicles, transforming his quality of life. He had the operation with the support of family and friends, and after the surgery, shared his story with the world, participating in TV shows and interviews that discussed his case. Don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.